I welcome you to You Ask, I Build video series. If you are serious about building cool projects with AI, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss out. Today's project is college attendance web application, and this one was requested by one of you, and that is Roman. We are going to build this project using AI without writing a single line of code. Your project in mind might be taken into consideration in my next video, so don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Before we get into building this project, let's look at the live demo and drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. For this project, we're gonna have two main users, the admin and then lecturers. The admin is going to register students and then the faculty members, and lecturers are going to record the attendance. And this is a home page with some call to actions. So the next step is that we need to have an account. So click on the get started. You can register as a lecturer or admin. I have an account already and I've opened the application using two browsers. This one represents the admin. I'm going to click on sign in, and the admin account is ima@gmail.com. Sign in. We have invalid password. If I click on the toggle icon here, the password is up to 8. And this is the admin dashboard with the students, faculty, classes, reports. The dashboard contains the overview that includes the total students, the total faculty, total classes, and then the attendance rate, and some quick actions, and then recent activities. And these are the registered students. We have 3 students and then 3 active students. I'm going to register one more student. I'm going to call this student as Bob, and then bob@gmail.com. and then add. And indeed, this student has been added. The next step is going to be the faculty. So in here, the admin can register a faculty member and then assign a class to it. At the moment, we have one faculty member, and that is John. So I'm going to log in as a lecturer here, and then the account is john@gmail.com. Sign in. And this is the lecturer dashboard, and these are the quick actions, attendance. In here, the lecturer will see the classes that has been assigned to him or her. At the moment, we have these classes, GHS2 and then GHS1. For GHS2, we don't have any students. But for GHS1, we have these students. And we can record the attendance by clicking either present, absent, late, excused, or sick. Let me have one more class and then assign a lecturer to it. So back to the classes here, I'm going to call this one as GHS3 and the code as J3. And here we have the faculty member. If you register as a lecturer, your name will be available here as a lecturer, and then create a class. Perfect. If you look at this class, GHS1, we have 3 students, GHS2, and 3 no students. I'm going to assign students to this class by clicking on this icon. Alright, and then I'm going to add these students to the class. Alright, so back to the lecturer dashboard for my classes. We have these classes, GHS1, 2, and 3. This one is the current one, and these are the students being enrolled in this class. So if I click on mark attendance here and select J3, these are the students. I'm going to click on present, 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 and then submit the attendance. And attendance submitted successfully. If I click on the history here, and these are the attendance record, perfect. We can also filter by student or by date range and then apply the filtering, and it worked. So let's get back to the admin side of it and then click on the dashboard, and these are the statistics. for the faculty, classes, and then report, which is nice formatted. So guys, this is what we are going to build using AI. The final source code will be provided. You can extend this project by including cool features to it. Welcome to Building Projects with AI. In this video, we are going to build college attendance web application. And this is not just my idea. This project was actually requested by one of you. That is right. You ask, I build. Got a cool project idea in mind? Drop it in the comments. The one with most likes, I will build it next. No excuses. While you are here, tell me what you think of the video. Was it helpful, exciting, mind-blowing? I read every comment. And hey, if you are serious about building cool stuff with AI, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what is coming next. Let's build epic things together. Let's go. And this project was requested by Roman, and he said that, can you do a video about college attendance management system web application using AI? And these are the features, and that is students registration, attendance marking, and report generation. And some intermediate features like face recognition, auto mail to absentees, and admin panel for faculty. If possible, add one or two advanced features like analytics or real-time dashboard. If advanced is tough, intermediate features are totally fine too. And this is what we are going to build. I will show you step by step, so by the end of this video, you can replicate or use my format to build any kind of web application without writing single line of code. To get started to use AI to build projects, these are the steps. Step number 1 is to have what is called PRD, and that is Product Requirements Document. And this document contains the project overview, the features, the target audience, the NPM packages, and others. But don't worry, we're going to have a prompt that's going to auto-generate the PRD for us. And I have compiled this prompt as PDF. A link will be provided for you to download the prompt that's going to help us to generate our PRD for this project. Just answer a few questions about your project and boom, we're going to have our PRD. The next step is I'm going to have Word document. And this is where we are going to edit the PRD that the AI is going to give it to us. And ChatGPT for generating the PRD, you can use your favorite AI, but for this project, we're going to use ChatGPT. And then this website to get some cool colors about our project. And the AI editor that we're going to use is Cursor AI. You can use your favorite AI editor, but in case you want to follow along, I advise that you use Cursor AI. So let's check the pricing about Cursor AI. They have free plan, pro, and then the ultra. In this video, I will show you how to utilize the free plan to build the entire project. But here is my pro tip. In case you want to build enterprise application, the free plan is not enough. And even for the pro plan, it is not enough. And that is from my experience. I have built a couple of enterprise applications using Cursor AI, and I have spent a lot. Even the ultra is not even enough, depending on the nature of your project. But in this video, I will show you how to use the free one to build this project. And in case you want to build enterprise application, then I advise that you go for the pro plan. And for the pro plan, they have what is called extended limit on the agent. We are going to use the agent for the entire of this project. And for this, they have some limit on it. So as soon as we exceed the limit, then we're going to have other models than to use the premium models. But based on my experience, I use a $20 a month to build enterprise application. And this is what I do. Before hitting my limit, I will make sure that I have the foundation being ready about my project by using some of the premium models like Claude. And as soon as I hit my limit, then Cursor will switch me to auto model. For this one, you will not enjoy the premium models, But since we have the foundation, if Cursor is using other models, we will be good to go. And that is what we're going to use. For this video, we're going to use a free one. So how can we continuously use a free one for this project? And this is where temp emails comes in. We're going to use these temporary emails to register for new accounts as soon as we hit our limit. And this is what we're going to use. All right, with this one being said, let's jump right into it. We are going to prepare the PLD for this project. So if you visit our website and then click on the core slides and then AI powered full stack PLD generator prompts. So after downloading, you're going to have something like this. All what you have to do is to copy from here, and that is I want to build, and then scroll below. All right, and then copy that back to ChatGPT, just paste and then hit submit. This prompt is going to ask us some couple of questions about our project. The first question is that what is the name of your app? And in one sentence, what does it do? Example is Mail Master. So here I'm gonna copy the name or the overview from this user, which is this, that is College Attendance Management System web application. So I'm going to copy the name and then back to the PLD here. I'm going to say that do the following. Shift enter. One is give me suggested of the project based on, then double quote the name of the project, and 2 is in one sentence what does it do. It's going to be the same as College Attendance Management System. With this one, hit enter, and it has given us some suggested names. For example, Attend Wise, Class Log, Track My Class, Colligo, and others. So for me, I prefer to use the Attend Wise. It is more descriptive. So I'm going to provide that name and then let me know which one you like. And step number 2 is the project overview. The app name is, I'm going to copy this name, and then the app name colon is this one. And the purpose is a web application for colleges to efficiently manage and track student attendance, reducing manual effort and improving accuracy. Perfect. So the next question is that who are your target users? Based on the requirement, it is about admin. So here I'm going to paste that and then hit enter for the next one. The next question is that what are the 3 core features you want in the Attend Wise? So back to what the user requested, I'm going to copy and then back here, I'm going to paste. For this, let's ignore the face recognition. So remove this. So with this one, I'm going to hit enter. The next question is that let's capture how your users will use the app. Can you list 3 to 5 quick user stories for admins and lecturers? Example, as an admin, I want to register new students so they can be assigned to classes. All right, so I'm going to say that suggest. And these are some suggestions for the admins and lecturers. So for the admin, I want to register new students so they can be assigned to courses and tracked for attendance. And then for lecturers, I want to take daily attendance for my assigned classes. All right, so I think these user stories are okay. The next one is describe the basic user flow. What is the first screen the user sees after logging in? Example is log in, dashboard, select class, and then take attendance, or log in, admin panel, manage students, and then generate report. So here I'm going to say that suggest. In case you have your own flow, then you can include it. All right, and these are the suggested user flows for Attend Wise. All right. And then the next question is that now let's define the MVP versus full version. What are the essential features for MVP, the version you want to launch first? I'm going to say that suggest. The next one is, do you have the preferred framework? For this, we can use masynctech or Next.js or React with Supabase or with Firebase or React Native with Node.js. But for this, let's use Next.js. And once again, you don't have to be familiar with any of these frameworks. And the next question is, for the backend, and that is the API layer, let's use Next.js with API route. And what is your preferred database? We're going to use MongoDB. So you can use, all right, let's describe this app. What is your preferred authentication method? Let's use Next.Auth. It is free to use. And it says that now let's handle the state management for things like user session, current class selected, attendance. And these are the options: React Context API or Redux Toolkit or Zoostan or Turnstile Query. So I'm going to say that suggest. And it says that context for global state and Turnstile Query for fetching and caching. And then optional Zoostan if you want simplicity. So let's just use Context API for simplicity. So here I'm going to say use only context. And then the next one is the UI. You're going to use Tailwind CSS, shift enter, and then submit. And here are some recommended NPM packages. So here I'm going to say that go ahead to accept. In case you have other packages, then we can update it later on. All right, and these are the essential packages for Attend-wise. And then here comes the design style or branding that we want for Attend-wise. Either minimalist, professional, colorful, elegant. So here, I'm going to say that, let me use any of these. For example, minimalist. All right. And for this, it has randomly given us some colors, but I don't want that. So here, I'll visit coolest here and then under tools, explore palette. For this project, let's use these ones. I'm going to copy this one here, and back here, I'm going to say that use these colors, hashtag, and then the next one is this, comma, that, this, and then that. Perfect. And it says that, do you want an admin panel? I'm going to say, yes, I want admin panel. And do we plan to integrate any external services? Yes, email by using SendGrid. Sorry, Node Mailer instead. Do you want CMS to manage blog posts? No for this one. And for simplicity, I'm going to say no for this. And do you want to deploy this one? So either to Vessel. So I'm going to say one, and that is Vessel. And there is no testing. Say no for it. And we are done. The format, we're going to use Google Docs format so that we can just copy and paste into Word document. And here we go. It is generating our PLD for this project. The purpose, and that is minimalist web-based college attendance management system to help college admins and lecturers register students, mark attendance, and generate reports all in one place. Target users, core features, user story, basic user flow, tech stack, front-end, back-end, deployment, essential packages, design system, admin panels, integrations, testing, no, and final note. Perfect. So here I'm going to copy this and back to my Word document. I'm going to paste that. Remove these ones from here. and you can modify this one. So here is the entire PLD for our project. The next step is that we are going to configure Cursor AI to help us to build this project. So I'm going to have a folder called attend-wise, and then I'm going to open it in Cursor Editor. Perfect. So the next step is that we have what is called rules, and rules are very important when using Cursor AI or any AI editor. And the main purpose of the rule is to instruct the AI to do exactly what we want, not just throwing some random text or some random code. To do that, Cursor supports different kinds of rules. If you click on the cog icon here, that is the settings, and then click on the rules. Let me hide the sidebar here by clicking on this icon. And we have rules and memory, generate memory rules, and this is going to be generated automatically how you're going to interact with the AI. And then we have user rules, and the user rule here will be global across every chat. So here we can specify rules that's going to be global, and then project level rules. These rules are going to be applied to a specific project. So the next question is that how can we generate these rules? And we have two ways of doing it, and that is by using the manual way or to allow Cursor to generate the rules for us. But before we continue, unless we have our project, so back to Chrome and visit Next.js.org. All what you have to do is to copy this snippet, and that is it. Back to the editor, I'm going to open the terminal and then paste and then space dot. For this one, we're going to use the name of the folder as our project name and then hit enter. Let's answer a couple of questions. Hit enter for this. And then, do you want to use TypeScript? Yes. ESLint? No. Tailwind CSS? Yes. SLC directory? No. API router? Yes. Use the import alias? Yes. And then default is going to install or create our Next.js application for us. After that, we are going to generate our rules to get started. All right, it is done. So let's have a look at the project structure. There we go. I'm going to have a file called docs. This is going to contain custom documentation as a reference. As we did for the PLD, I'm going to copy everything from here, and then I'm going to provide it as a guide for the AI to follow. Copy that. Back here in the docs, I'm going to have a file called pld.md and then paste it. So here we are going to base on this PLD to generate the rules for us. So back to the editor, click on this one to toggle, and in here you can select some premium models in case you're on a pro plan. Otherwise, let's use the auto mode. Even though the auto mode will not give us the perfect design or the code the way we want it, but the main logic here is to know the format. All right, so here to generate the PLD, I'm going to close this one and say that based on, and then we're going to reference the file, add file, and then PLD to generate the rules, and then use / generate cursor rules and then submit. Cursor is going to generate the rules at the root level here. And it is done generating the rules. So if I open the folder and we have 5 rules. Yours might be different from this. We can modify each of the rules. Let's begin with the design system. So let me first accept all of the modifications and let me hide this sidebar. And this is the design system. It used what we specified on the PLD. So for this one also, we can modify it. And cursor supports different ways of applying the rules. The first method is always apply, and this one will be applied to every chart. And then apply intelligently. For this one, cursor AI will decide either to apply the styling or not. And then you also have apply to specific files and then apply manually. For apply manually, unless we mention it in the chat. And then for the features and roles, let me accept also. And then these are the rules. And for this one, it must be always applied. And then non-fictional, accept that one. And then project structure, also we have it, and then testing. I'm going to remove the testing. All right. Let's begin with the design system. For the design system, I'm going to allow it to apply intelligently. And then for the rules also, the features, it must be always non-fictional, manual, and then the project structure always apply. So let me close every tab here like that. And then let's run the application, clear the terminal, npm run dev. So it is time for us to use cursor to build the entire project. I can say that the hard part is done. The rest of the job, AI is going to help us to implement it. I'm going to open a new chat here, and then I'm going to say that let's build this project. At this point, it knows exactly because we have specified the rules. So if I say that let's build this project, and then I'm going to reference the PLD file. This is optional because we have the rules here that contains all the documents about this project. So now I'm going to hit submit, and it says that great, let's break down the attend-wise project as described in the PLD and create a clear actionable plan to build the MVP. So these are the core MVP features from the PLD: registration, the tech stack, user roles, project structure. And then step by step, go ahead and note that we are done with the initial setup. And that is, let me begin from here, which is this one. I'm going to say that go ahead, but we are done with, and then code, and then paste, and that is a project setup. One of the pro tip here is that always try to read through the content that the AI has generated to know exactly the roadmap about this project. So with this one, I'm going to hit submit, and it will start from the authentication, as you can see over here. And then after that, the design and then implement Mongoose model, create Next.js API route, and then build admin dashboard. All right. So here it is implementing the first to do. For me, I always like to copy and paste the to-dos that has been specified by cursor, which are these ones here. Perfect. I'm going to copy this one, and then I'm going to have one more document as guide or faces.md. So I have a clear roadmap about what cursor AI is going to implement. All right. So the first one is setup, and then the design, the CRUD operations, build API dashboard. I'm having this one as a guide to compare what the AI is going to implement to make sure that we have all the features in the application. So let's get back to the chat here. So I'm going to say that proceed. Sorry. It knows that I'm referring to proceed, so there is no problem about that. The next step is that I will move on to the designing and then implementing the Mongoose models for user with role. I'm going to say that proceed. While the AI is generating the content, we can learn from the code that the AI is generating. As you can see here, we have Mongoose being installed. All right, it is done. So let me shut down and clear it and reload or rerun the application. And we have this home page as before. In case you have no idea about Next.js, we can ask that, how can we or how can I access the auth path or URL? Alright, so in case you know something about Next.js, in the app here we have the following paths. Login, we only have one login, so the path will be /login. Once again, in case you have no idea, then we can ask this question, and then instead of agent, use the ask mode. So here with the ask mode, the AI will not gonna generate any code. Alright, and it says that for the custom login page, it is /login. So if I make use of /login, and indeed we have the login page. And when I type, it is blur. So here we can remove the default styling. So navigate into the app, which is this one, and then for the global CSS, remove everything from here and let's maintain the Tailwind CSS, and then reload. And now we have the visible text. So we need to implement the registration before the login in. So here, change to agent, and then I'm gonna say that implement the registration on both the backend and front end. Alright, it is done. So let me reload and let's see, it is /register. And we have the registration page. So here we're gonna say that provide navigation links based on the rows of the user. It is implementing the navbar navigation links. Alright, it is done. So let me reload. Let me get back to the home page and see. And we have the home page navigation links, login, and then the register. So let's try to make sure that the registration is going to work. In case you have no idea, we are going to ask that, what do we need for the registration to work? For this, we need MongoDB connection string. So let's ask the AI what to do next. So here, in case you have no idea, we can say that, what do I need before the authentication will work? This one, and let's see, it says that for authentication to work in your AttendWise app, we will need MongoDB and Next.js.env.local, and then have the following code, MongoDB URI, and then Next.js secret. So here we will need MongoDB URI. To do that, let's visit mongodb.com. In case you have no account, then click on Get Started. Otherwise, click on Sign In. Alright, so on my dashboard here, I'm going to have a new project. So locate where you have new project, click on that. The name of this project is called Attend-Wise. And then next, create the project. The next step is create a cluster and then select the free plan. Let me change the name of my cluster as Attend-Wise and then create the deployment. Alright, so here click on create database user and then choose a connection method, select the drivers, and then Attend-Wise is provisioning. So click on done, and while it is provisioning, let's do some simple configurations here. Click on the network access and then add IP address and select access from anywhere and then confirm. Let's get back to the dashboard. Click on the overview and it is done. Click on connect here and we have our connection string. Copy that, and then back to our cursor here, we are going to provide the following: our MongoDB URI and then Next.js secret. So here I'm going to say that these are my credentials. In case you have no idea how to use these variables, Shift Enter, Mongo underscore URI is equal to that, and next of underscore secret. For this one, make sure to use a strong secret. So I'm going to copy this one and then back to ChatGPT here. I'm going to say that command for creating strong secret, and then let's say for both Mac and Windows. Alright, so for Mac users, we're going to copy this code, and on Windows, for PowerShell, copy this code, and then back to the terminal here. I'm going to shut down and then paste that and then submit. And we have our random string of characters. Paste it here and then submit. It knows exactly where to add this file. So let's wait while it is busy implementing the logic. And it says that cannot edit files blocked by global ignore. So here I'm going to copy this one, or even at the root of my project, right click and then new file .env.local, and copy this code and then paste. Let me hide this one, and in here we have to provide our password. So back to MongoDB, I forgot to copy and paste the password, so click on the database access, and then for your username, click on edit, and then edit password, auto generate, copy, and then update user. So back here, replace the placeholder of the password with this, and then after the question mark, I want to provide custom database name as that, and that is it. So let me rerun the server npm run dev, and then back to our project, reload. I'm going to register a new user, and then email@gmail.com, and then my password as an admin, and then register. And we got registration success, and I have been redirected. If I log in as email and then my password, log in, and it worked. So to confirm that it worked, we have private links as manage students, manage faculty, report. If I reload, I still see the authenticated status. If I check my database, let me get back to the overview, browse collections, and this is our database name, attend wise, and then this is one collection called users, which is email here, which means that now we have complete authentication system. I'm going to log out to confirm that it will work, and indeed it worked. If I visit homepage, now we see public links. Alright, so we are done with the first phase, and that is the authentication. So back to our documentations here as a guide phases. Now I can remove this one because we are done with it. And then design and then implement Mongoose. So here we are moving on to this one, but we can also ask the AI what to do next. So let me open a chat here, and then for the last message, he says that once this one is done, your authentication connection will work with your provided credentials. So I'm going to accept all, and then I'm going to say that what to implement next after the authentication. And we can confirm from the to-dos here, but let's submit this and know what to do next. And it says that after the authentication is working, the next steps for your AttendWise MVP should focus on the core features that require login user, and here is a recommendation order based on the PLD. We have role-based dashboard, students management, faculty, and others. So here I can also copy and paste this one as a guide. This is how I build complex projects using AI. And it says that, would you like to start with the admin dashboard, lecturer, or both in parallel? I'm going to say that both and then submit. It is done implementing the admin student management page, lecturer attendance. So if you look at the project structure here, in the app, we have the admin dashboard and then students. So here we can navigate into admin/dashboard and you're going to see this one. So let me accept, and then I'm going to log in as an admin, and then 1 2 3 4 5 up to 8. And after logging in, I have the links. If I click on the admin dashboard, we have empty canvas. So here I'm going to copy this one, and then back here I'm going to say that on this page, paste, and then I see nothing, and then submit. All right, let's try out. I'm going to log in as an admin, and then admin dashboard, and this is what we have. We have these quick actions: add new students, faculty, class, and then generate report. But for this one, I want a different layout. Instead of this, let's have some sidebar navigation. So back here, I'm going to say that change the dashboard style to use sidebar navigations based on the user role, and then submit. All right, so let's try out, and indeed we have beautiful sidebar. If I reload, great. Well, after reloading, unless I click on the admin dashboard, and I don't want that, so we can also change the flow. We are going to remove the private navbar as soon as a user logs in, redirect the user to his or her dashboard. So back here, I'm going to say that remove the private navbar, and as soon as a user logs in, redirect to his or her dashboard. All right, so let me accept, and then reload, log out. And I think the logging out at the admin dashboard is not working. So here I can say that the admin logout link is not working. Let's try out, reload, and then log out, and it worked. I'm going to log in as an admin, and I have been redirected. Let's look at the flow one more time. For this project, you're going to have two main users, the admin and then lecturers. The lecturers are going to mark the attendance. So based on the implementation that we have the students, and that is before recording, unless we have some sample students, and then the faculty. The faculty represents the faculty member who is going to record the attendance, and then the classes, and then the report. So before we can use this application, unless we have the lecturer or the faculty member who is going to record the attendance. Let's begin to register some sample students. So here we have the full name and then the email. You can include more fields depending on the nature of your project. So here I'm going to provide the first student as Devin, and then devin@gmail.com, and then add. Student added successfully, and we have the registration number, the email, and then the name. Let me register one more as Tina, and then Tina@gmail.com, and then add one more, Raina, and Raina@gmail.com, and then add. So let's use these sample students for the recording of the attendance. The next step is that unless you register a faculty member and then assign a class to him or her. I'm going to register a faculty member. I'm going to call this one as Tom, and then Tom@gmail.com, and then add. After adding, we have the name, the email, the class assigned, and then the actions. At this point, this lecturer don't have a class, but at the moment we have some caveat here, and that is how can the lecturer log in. So when registering the faculty member by the admin, we can include the password field, but we also have a form. Let me open a new window here. If I click on the register, a user can be registered as a lecturer or the admin. So we can hide the registration by the lecturer here, and I'm going to allow the admin to do that. But for this one, let's keep it simple, and then let's allow the lecturer to register by him or herself. You can modify this one at the end of this project. So here I'm going to remove this lecturer here as that, and it worked. Let me have some sample classes, but before that, unless we have a faculty member, therefore I'm going to register this user as a lecturer. I'm going to call this user as, and the role as lecturer. Perfect. I'm going to log in as a lecturer, and this is a lecturer dashboard. So in here, if I reload and then get back to the faculty, I have the faculty members here. At the moment, we have only one. I'm going to have a class. For the class name, I'm going to call it as Junior High School 1, and that is JHS 1. And then for the code as J1, and then assign to this lecturer, and then create a class. And indeed, we have the class name, the code, the faculty member, and that is a lecturer, and 0 students. I'm going to have one more class as GHS2, and then J2 assigned to this lecturer. Alright, there we go. The next step is to have some students, and indeed we have some students here. So back to the faculty here, not this one, the classes. We are going to assign students to a class, and we have these actions. This one is for, let me click on that. It is for assign faculty to a class, and we can also edit and also assign students to the class. So here, let's see what we have, and we have a beautiful layout. The available students and then the enrolled students here, it is 0. I'm going to assign these students to this class, and that is J1, add, Tina, nice, and then Raina. It worked perfect. So if I get back to the classes here, for the J1, we have 3 students, and we can sync faculty classes, and let's see what we have. All right. At the moment, the admin has done his or her responsibilities. The rest is going to be the lecturer who is going to record the attendance. So here, I'm going to click on the attendance here. And for the attendance UI, it looks beautiful. We have the current time, and then the classes here. We have 2 classes, and that is J2. We don't have any student? What about J1? And guys, this is insane. We have beautiful layout for the attendance, recording, present, absent, late, excused, and then sick. So here I'm going to mark Devin as present, Tina, Raina, and then submit attendance. And attendance submitted successfully. If I get back to my classes, and this is what we have. J1, we have 3 students, and then J2, 0 students. If I click on the mark attendance as before, and then the history, and this is the attendance history. At this point, let's focus on the UI. I'm going to show you how to design beautiful layout by using a simple prompt. So let me show you the process involved. So back to the project here, I have provided the prompt that we're going to use, and that is this one, which is design this page by making it more colorful, catchy, vibrant, and use React icons by maintaining the functionality. Just focus on the design and make it responsive, and these are my colors that I want to use to redesign the entire page. And back to the documentations here, I'm going to have one file as design.md and then paste. So I'm going to close everything from here. We are going to redesign the lecturer dashboard, which is this one here. All what you have to do is that any page that you want to redesign or design, just copy the URL. And then back here in the chat, I'm going to say that redesign this page and then paste, and say by using then the @, we are going to reference the file that we just added, and that is design.md. And this approach is so powerful. And let's also redesign the nav bar. So I'm going to say that redesign this page and sidebar navigation links by using the design.md. It is following our exact command as we have specified in the design.md. So let's wait while cursor is busy redesigning our UI for us. And guys, this one is insane. Even we use the auto mode. In case we are using the premium models, we're gonna have the design much beautiful than this. So this is a starting point how you can redesign a page. And this is a format I use to build complex projects. So the next step is that I'm going to redesign the other pages by copying the URL and then issue the same command. I'm going to do mine behind the scene to avoid wasting time, because the format is what I've just showed you. Just provide the URL that you want to redesign, then use the command redesign this page or path by using the file that we have specified as we have done in the documentation here, which is design.md. So I'm going to do my behind the scene. At the end, I will show you the complete UI that I'm gonna get. Alright, I'm done designing my pages, so let me walk you through what I got. Your UI might be different from mine. By the end, I will give you the final source code. Then you can modify this project by enhancing the features about this project. So let me walk you through what I got. The attendance, as before, this UI is beautiful. Therefore, I didn't redesign using our design system as we have specified. And then my classes, the UI looks good. And then history, it is also beautiful. This one is the lecturer dashboard. I have also redesigned the admin dashboard, which is this one. This is the admin dashboard with some recent activities, quick actions, and then students. Nice UI. The faculty, also beautiful. Classes, also nice. Report, perfect. I have also redesigned the home page by following the same format. I'm going to log out, and then I have also redesigned the login page, and this is what I got. And then the registration page, this is what I got also. And then the home page, this is what I got. At this point, I believe that you've learned something, how to use AI to build projects. Thanks for watching, and catch you up in my next project. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.